Alex, on a personal level, you're playing more regularly now, so you must feel like you've got rhythm and you're more confident in what you're able to do.
Com certeza, jogando mais
Definitely, the more games you play, the more
partidas,
confident you feel, the more comfortable, and you feel more part of the team. I'm going through a great moment at the time, and I hope to help and continue with this phase and help the Man United team.
Momento, e espero continuar elevando meu nível cada vez mais e poder ajudar o United com o meu futebol.
Your style as a player, your attributes, how does it suit what the manager, what Ralph Rangnick wants you to do?
Bom, com as minhas características, eu acredito muito que eu sou lateral.
My qualities, I think, in the attack, playing well in the attack, also defending well, but my attacking qualities are the best. I can come in and play the ball into our attackers to score a goal, and that's what I work a lot on, together with defensive solidity, and that's what Ralph Rangnick has asked of me, to bring that quality together with defensive solidity to contribute to goals.
Defensiva muito boa, mas quando chega na frente poder fazer a diferença.
Which combinations do you most enjoy on the pitch? Which players do you feel like you have an automatic connection with?
Eu tenho conexões boas dentro de campo, né? Eu gosto de jogar muito com o Bruno, quando ele está muito perto de mim.
I've got really good connections with my teammates on the pitch, particularly Bruno Fernandes when he's playing nearby me. He's a very intelligent player. Also with Jayden and Rashi, because they play in front of me up front, and we have a really good relationship. Of course, there's Chris as well. He's got that instinct for goal, that presence in the area, so for me to play in the crosses to work to his instinct, and also because of the friendship and the connection we have, me and Fred communicate really well on the pitch.
Eu e o Fred, a gente acaba tendo uma linguagem mais fácil dentro de campo, a gente se dá muito bem.
You said there you've got a very good relationship off the pitch with Fred, which then translates to the pitch. He gets a lot of criticism. Do you take that personally sometimes when people don't appreciate the kind of player he is and what he offers? He's very progressive, makes late runs and stuff. All of those things are helpful.
A gente sabe, né? A gente sempre escuta às vezes as críticas no campo. A gente sabe que às vezes.
We know about these criticisms. We hear them sometimes on the pitch, and obviously it doesn't make us happy. In my opinion, I've got a lot of affection for Fred. Everyone has. He's a really good friend. But these criticisms, they're undeserved. Fred does a lot of work that goes unnoticed, a lot of sort of invisible work, and the criticism is undeserved. He recovers the ball a lot. He gets the team playing, and he's now contributing up front and scoring goals. So he does some really important work that goes unnoticed and invisible. So the criticism is undeserved.
Jogador que tem trabalho muito importante na equipe que muitos não vê e que às vezes ele sofre essa crítica sem merecer.
We spoke just about Fred there, but in general, there's a lot of negative stuff being written and being said about Manchester United, about the club, about the players. Is it hard to ignore that? Because obviously you want to perform to the best of your ability, as do your teammates, but you're trying to do that while there's all this noise.
A gente sabe, primeiro de tudo, a gente sabe a nossa.
We here at the club, we know the responsibility it is to play for Manchester United. We carry that responsibility that way. All the players that are here on merit. They deserve to be here. And we look to do our absolute best, and that includes winning trophies. So obviously when that doesn't happen, when we're not winning games, the fans are right to be annoyed. We bear that responsibility, but we work really hard every day. So it's up to us to change and turn these sort of negative criticisms into positive thoughts, but the fans, they always support us. They do our best by us, so we need to transform the negatives into positives.
Sem tirar que os nossos fãs estão sempre apoiando nós da melhor maneira possível, e sim focar nas coisas positivas e não negativas.
Alex, a lot has been said about Manchester United's dressing room and what they like and what they don't like, but can you give us your view of the dressing room, the personalities, the characters, and how much they want to win for Manchester United?
Eu acredito que todos que estão dentro.
Everybody in the dressing room really wants to win. Nobody's here at the club without this winning desire. And as I said before, we know about our responsibility as players. We've got families, we've got dreams and objectives. So we're not happy with this moment in time. We really need to think and get better, and the only way to do that is through hard work. It's to put a lot of work in, not talk so much, and revert and turn around the situation as soon as possible. We know the quality we have. We also know the expectation the fans have of us and the club have of us, so we need to be prepared to turn things around, do our absolute best and change things for the fans.
Então todos, eu acredito, todos os jogadores estão dispostos a mudar.
Alex, you spoke about the difficult period the club are in at the moment. How do you shake that off? How do players regroup? Because mentally it must be quite tough because it's not what you want to happen. So how does that change?
Acho que a única forma de melhorar é trabalhar.
I think the only way to turn it around is through hard work. We know in football, big clubs go through these phases, and for me, it's just a phase. We will get over it soon, but we need to be prepared to make this change. We need to do our absolute best in training every day. We need to identify negatives and weaknesses and work to change those straight away. I think, as I said before, the only solution is hard work, less talking, and starting on Saturday against Norwich, which is a really important game for us.
Falar o menos possível. E já vencer o próximo jogo, que é no sábado com o Norwich, que é jogo muito importante para nós.
Norwich is a really important game, but the fixtures towards the end of the season are so tough. I don't know if you've scanned through and seen who you still have to play, but it sounds like there's still belief from you and from the club itself that you guys can get over the line, can push for Champions League football.
Se eu não acreditar, não tenho por que estar aqui.
If I didn't believe we could do it, I shouldn't be here. As I said before, we need to have this belief. We all work really hard, and we know that the quality of the players we have here. We know what's expected at Manchester United, the responsibility, the duty we have to meet this objective. So we're not thinking about the games further ahead. We're thinking game by game. Now we're focusing on a final against Norwich, which is really important to us.
É sábado com o Norwich e precisamos vencer.
While you're trying to focus game by game, in the background there's a lot of talk about who the new manager for Manchester United will be. Has that uncertainty, not knowing, and the fact that things will be different in a few months, has that affected you or the players in general at all?
Eu acredito que não influencia, porque a gente sabe.
No, I don't think it does influence us because we know what we have to do. There are people here at the club that are working on the new manager and the new coach, and that's for next season. And next season depends upon how well we do this season, so we need to focus on the remaining games and not be thinking about who the next coach is. We're working really hard for the next game.
Cabe sim nós pensar no nosso trabalho e no próximo jogo que é o nosso dever.
Alex, when periods are difficult and there's been a heavy defeat, how do you deal with it? How do you handle it? What do you use to take your mind off it? Or are you the kind of person who can't take your mind off it? You sit there and you're so angry about what happened.
Não, eu sou estilo de pessoa também e de
My
jogador.
style, both as a person and as a player, I get really frustrated whether if we draw or lose. Thankfully, I've had a very successful career where I've won a lot, but I really do get frustrated. What I do after a loss is I look at my game, I analyse my game, I look at things that I could improve on, positioning. I also spend time with the family, get away, but also reflect on the game. I then focus on my training and recovery, because if you were to just focus on the last game, it wouldn't be very productive. I look to improve, analyse my games, my positioning, so I can do better in the next game.
Muito produtivo, então eu penso sempre em melhorar, olho os jogos de novo, olho as minhas posições para mim poder melhorar para que não aconteça na próxima partida.
What has some of your analysis told you about where you can improve, but also what the team needs to do to change that difficult period into something more positive?
Eu acho que o nosso time precisa de uma consistência maior.
In terms of the team, we need more consistency. We've started games really well, but at moments in the game where the opponents have maybe been on top, we've lacked solidity, so we need that solidity for 90 minutes. We started games well, but maybe mid-game we've lacked the solidity, and that's affected the results. All the players are there to do their best, and they need to do their best from the first minute to the end of the game. We know how quickly things can change in football, and the team that's most that concentrates best and focuses will be successful. So it's a case of improving in terms of solidity, being compact, improving in those areas.
O time estar sempre compacto, eu acho que é o mais importante, que precisa cada vez mais melhorar.
What is your dream for Manchester United from now till the end of the season? The best picture you have in your head of what can happen from now till the end of the season for United?
O melhor do fim dessa temporada é vencer todos os jogos. É vencer
It would be
todos
to
os
win
jogos
all games playing with that solidity I mentioned, every player to do their absolute best possible. Also personally, if I can contribute with goals and assists, that would be really good for me. But the most important thing is the team, that we finish the season really well, we win all our games and meet our objectives.
Faltam e nós chegamos ao nosso objetivo.